R6. This video going to be about the common problem on this bike. Well, common, even I got this problem now. Give you a little story. I was going from A to B, went to B, come back halfway. Basically, I stopped my bike, shoot some video, he died out. Second time, I went again out. Unlucky, pressed the kill switch, no problem. I think I'm going to start it up again. Ended up pushing back again because the battery was flat and it's not charging. So the third time actually I went to the shop, bought the battery, cost me under the £4, which is not the cheapest one anyway. So I think that's it, solved the problem. Now, I was going to work, come back halfway, it was already like a 6, so it was pretty dark outside. My headlights start flashing and basically they died out, so I ended up with no lights whatsoever. Then my speedo just slowly disappeared, it died out as well, and I did another 2-3 miles, and then basically bike starts to a bit dying out. So I think I'm not going to kill the bike, but let's stop it there and let's find the problem. So I actually went to the internet and I see the mega problems about these bikes, which is a stator, which is here, and we got a rectifier. It's a little thing up there. So to actually figure out the problem, let's crack on, and I'm gonna show you step by step what you have to do to understand why your bike is not charging your battery. Okay, so far we need this tool. Basically you need to make your way to the battery, which I already did. 2 screws. This is YZF R6 2004, called as 5SL, and it's got issues with the charging battery. So basically battery in here is going to be hard one because I need to hold the camera and also do. So you put this thingy on a 12 volt. It's actually pretty simple. There's nothing complicated in here, and state your plugs. I try to actually plug them so you can see them. So put one in here. So you put one in here and one up there. Right. So 13.12 volts on the battery, because it was fully charged. I left it overnight, so I'm 100% sure that actually the battery is fine. And why? Because I told you this story earlier. He actually died twice already, so I think let's sort it out the problem, get a new battery. I went to the shop. I was hoping to spend 60 to 70 quid. I ended up spending like £104, which is high performance battery, so we have to be proper. And yeah, I spent 104 quid on the battery. I think we solved the issue. No, not in this occasion. Basically, I went to the work and come back. It starts up, no problem. Halfway, as I said, my headlights will start flashing. They died out. I ended up with no lights whatsoever, and it was dark already. So then my actually speedo, it just died out. I couldn't see how many miles an hour I go or anything like that. So, and then it starts running not too well, and of course I ended up actually parking and calling for help. So, and I think it's time now to sort the problem out. So if you know your battery is 100% good, then you go and follow my steps right now. So we check the battery, it's 13 volts, which is brilliant. If you got 12.4, it's still good, but if you got less than 12.4 volts, it's not good anymore. The battery needs to be charged up, or the battery is already running out of time. The battery is not great, not good, and they have to be replaced. So 13 volts anyway, no problem. And that's, bike is not started up. So what you want actually to see the problem, you need to start up your bike, and it should give you the more wattage. The minimum is actually what you see when the bike is running. You have to see no less than 13.5, 13.5 or 14 and a little bit up. 14 a little bit up, that's probably the top. So you know 100% is charge your battery. So basically just replace the battery. But let's have a look on my one, because I know I changed it brand spanking new battery, and let's start it up. So let's give it a bit warm. Just warming up bike. Hopefully you hear it. Got nice exhaust, actually it's pretty loud anyway. Give a bit of time, because it's still cold. Give it like a minute, and basically just to warm up the engine. And also some of the bikes, when they start it up, straight away they will charge your battery, like fully charging your battery. It will probably show you 13.5 or just up to 14 watts. Basically some of them you need to rev it. Probably you need to rev it till about from 3,000 to 5,000 RPMs. So in this occasion it starts up right. It's at 2,000 RPMs now, 12.01, and we did see already that actually when the battery was fully charging, it was giving you 13 volts. So basically it's 12 now. So we lost already 1 volt, which is quite a lot. It should be another way around actually. It should give you the more charge. It should be at least 13.5 or 14 watts. But as we see, it's still 12 and it's dropping. You see it's dropping down actually. So for myself, oh, so something going really nuts in here. That's probably because this thing is moving. It's not getting enough. Right, let's try to place it back. Let's try to place it back. So that's on the place. Right, I hold that one. So you see, it's actually dropping it, which is not right. You never should do actually that if there is all fine. So there is a problem. But what problem, we don't know yet. Let me place somehow this thing in here. So it's dropping down. Let's give it RPMs. So as you see, we go 3,000. So there is no point basically. You did see already, look, it's dropping down. That's pretty bad actually. Even I put on a 4,000 RPMs, it should give you the more boost on the battery, but there is no reaction whatsoever. They're still dropping down. So I got 3 things for myself to check actually. So like I said, when you start up your battery, it should be no less than 13.5 volts on a meter. If it shows you like my one is dropping down, so that means, imagine if you go on the road, it's dropping slowly, you just drained your battery out and you ended up basically calling for help, which we don't like to do anyway. So in my occasion, I think what could be a problem is in here. To understand more, let's start it up again. Let's start it. I reckon is these things in here. You see, even the bike is sounding not right. You have to be nice and smooth on a one level, but you see even my RPMs are jumping. So that's not right. So what I'm gonna do for myself, I'm not too sure did you did any upgrades on your headlights or anything like that, but in my occasion I bought these 8000K Xenon headlights, which of course I think they will look pretty good, you know, they're bright and all these bollocks. But basically I will check actually, I will unconnect these lights and see what it's gonna do then. So let's start with the unconnect the lights and see if it's gonna charge you up properly or not, because daylights, probably those lights takes a lot power, I mean electric power, so maybe it's not charging enough, is, you know, the battery, because the basically headlights taking a lot power. So let's try to remove all these 2 plastics and just unconnect the headlights, and then we're gonna check again what you're gonna show on the thing. Right, so basically what we did, we took these little fairings, or whatever you call them, the little wings off. It's an easy one to screws in here. Unplug these wires from the headlights on both sides, and let's turn on the thingy. 12.9, so for the battery actually to start up the bike is great. And let's start it up and see what it says. So we dropped down a bit, which is correct, because basically your pump start working, you've got lights on already, so it's definitely dropping down. That's fair enough, that's why. So what you can see here, so it's still basically dropped down, it's not charging up, even the lights are off. So there is no changes. There is no changes whatsoever. The everything is unplugged, and it should be no problem whatsoever. But still, actually, the wattage is just dropping down. So they're not headlights. So I reckon we ended up with a bad stator or rectifier. Of course, we're not able to actually take from this side. What I did, I lift the tank up. You take these screws from here, take them out, and basically, as you know, you can lift your tank just right there. And I tried to be a bit cheeky and try to cheat a little bit. There's a screw just up there, if you see it. So I will try to get the screw from here, and I think that actually works as well. Hopefully there is only one. If there is a two, I will struggle. I can get my arm in here. So yep, coming up nice and easy. So this is, like I said, this 2004. This is the 5SL model. I think for Feb, which is 2003. I think 2002. I think it's pretty same. But fortunately, there is another screw on the bottom, and let's have a figure out how we're going to undo that one then. Basically, the second screw is on the bottom in here. I will try to be lucky and just undo this rear brake barrel, oil barrel, or whatever you call it. Let's just undo this one in here, and hopefully we'll be able to remove from here. So the screw is there, and it's not easy access, I can tell you that. Yeah, we got lucky. We got lucky. There was some noise for some reason, something dropped. Just don't know what really. But yeah, it's hard to do actually with one end, so I crack on with this and recover. So okay, I did that bottom one also as well. So this is the boy, just like that, lovely. So this is your rectifier. See a bit of corrosion in here, but nothing major actually. I don't see big problems, but I see actually problem in here, as you see. See, so looks like a bit burn in that. So that is also a minus. That's a ground. So usually you have to be very careful about the ground wiring as well. So in this occasion actually, the first thing what I'm going to do is check my wiring. So that's the ground, and we can see actually burning here for some reason. Don't know the reasons why. So that's the code actually, the product code. And the maybe issue is not stator, which is covered under here, if you see there. And this is a rectifier. The actually issue could be wiring. But anyway, something caused this, because there is a ground and it bloody looks not right at all. So yeah, let's clean all and see from there then. Okie dokie guys, so basically we removed the rectifier, and let's actually check this rectifier, is it working or not. So basically take your the volt reader, whatever you call, and turn on this thing in it. I really don't know what you call it, but it looks like that. It looks like sending some signal and an arrow with the plus on it. So it shows you the one. So basically what we needed is, I'm not sure you're going to see this. So what we need is to make sure it actually reads the power on rectifier. So this is your negative side. This is R6 2004 5SL, and this is your positive side. So turn this way and take your reader, put this negative side in on a plus, which is the positive in here, but this is the negative coming, and check every single thing in here. You see it reads. You have to be not exactly similar, but something close. So all 3 units you check in here. So reads it, as we see. Brilliant. So it does read. So basically they definitely work. Same we do in here. We actually change them, swap them around, and put actually the positive side to positive, and see if you're gonna show you something. Nothing, because remember this is only one way. So that's really good. So what we do, we put this positive from the reader to negative in your rectifier, and see if it's come up in here. Yeah, so it comes up really. If one of these sockets shows you nothing, that means they actually probably blowed out. But the reason is for checking. We're just checking the, making sure that actually it reads the power. So if that, it probably will not make sense, because I checked it myself online and it didn't really make sense to me. But so what, actually I checked this out now. As you see, he reads it. He really does read, and Yamahas usually they get 5 point something, which you see already 5.30, 5.27 and a 5.10, and it's fine. It's completely fine. So rectifier is actually good, and that's the way to try to figure it out. They actually check a lot of things before online, and that's the only way you can actually figure it out. There is no deeper ways you can check it. You'll go professional and they're gonna open it, or probably the easiest way is to replace it if something is not coming up in there. But as you see, it did come up, but we didn't go too far, and we see the bike's not charging whatsoever. So I found it in here. Look on the connections. So this is the positive in here. So that's your positive, and this is negative. Look at that. Actually, I cleaned already. Just clean it out. It was proper burned. You can see even now from here. So basically, we know already what's happened. That actually the ground, it was not in order. It was not on working condition. So I basically clean it out, and see. Let's connect it back. Let's connect the rectifier. So that goes nice and easy in. So let's get the reader put on 20 watts. So we got 12.8, 12.9. Fair enough, good for the battery. So we turn the ignition on. Of course, because the fuel pump and all start working, it drops down a little bit, yeah? And let's start it up. And that's a cold start. So 13.9. That's brilliant. Wow. I mean, I'm happy with that. You see that? You see before, it was dropping down actually, but this time he's just going up slowly, and he was 14.1 or 13.8, 13.9. That's amazing, that's brilliant. You see the bike's charging. So the problem was they actually ground wire it. We don't have to spend any money, we don't have to replace rectifier. That probably cost you 30-40 pounds anyway, and also the stator is fine, so we know that. That's the issue, it's been sorted. Hopefully this video actually help you. Don't go straight away and order the parts out. That's the common problem on the R6s. So I know it's definitely stator, and let's just buy a new one and just replace it. No, you know, you see, I didn't rush forward, I didn't spend any pence actually. What I did, we checked the battery. Battery I know is fine, because I bought new battery and it didn't work also as well, so I just returned it back. And we took the stator off. Basically, we checked the stator. You see the way, I can't actually explain you what you're really looking for, but the way is you put the from the actually the wattage reader, you put positive to negative on the rectifier and just try to freeze connections in here. So as you see, actually the red one is a positive and the black one is a ground. So you basically stayed on the ground, the positive side, and you check all these three boys in here, these three wires. So it's pretty easy, the positive in here and the ground in here. And if you got these numbers up, I mean, I'm sure your rectifier is actually fine. It's working, there is no problem. And before we go into the stator, you see, we check connections. On this case I got hopefully lucky, but still you have to know what caused it. Probably, I don't know, maybe my headlights, but it's been fixed. We figured it out. Lucky we didn't spend any money. If we need to, of course we will, but this time all sorted. So you see how we removed a rectifier. It's only 2 screws. It's not easiest access, but also it's not the hardest one. So you lift your tank up, remove these 2 screws, lift your tank up, put something under to make sure it's just standing in a position. You can get 1 screw from the top in here, and also you're gonna be able, if you're gonna remove this, you're gonna be able to remove this thing from here. So basically the rectifier is coming off. Unplug the wire, check the wire before, and good luck with it if you got a problem like that. So smash that like button and subscribe if you find helpful this video, and hopefully you will sort it out your problem. Thanks for watching R91 Motors.